Hey there! Have you ever considered how much your Minecraft hunger point could be worth? Would you like to find out? I said, would you like to find out? There we go, that's more like it. Hello my fishers and welcome to Minecraft Enigma, where we solve useless problems to help you with absolutely nothing whatsoever. And you know what, I'm feeling rather peckish today, so let's head on down to our wonderful garden and gaze in all of its glory as we pick up all of the resources we're going to need to craft them up very quickly, this is speed crafting, into all of our wonderful test subjects, foods. Potatoes, probably one of Minecraft's worst food sources. They only provide you with one hunger point. So how small are these? Across we have 6 pixels and down we have 5 pixels. Now if this was a prolate ellipsoid, that means that this bit here will be a perfect circle when looked at from this angle. The formula for this is 4 over 3 pi AD squared, which is 4 over 3 pi 6 times 5 squared, which is equal to 200 pi or 6 to 8.32 pixels cubed. Sweet berries are widely considered to be one of the best early game foods. They're easy to find, very easy to farm, and deal 2 hunger points, which is pretty decent for an early game food. There are 3 berries, each having a diameter of 5, 5 and 4. If we halve these we get the radius. To find the volume of a sphere we do 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So if we substitute in the radius of 2.5 we then get 65.4 pixels cubed, and if we substitute in the radius of 2 we then get 33.5 pixels cubed. We add together one of the 65.4 pixels cubed, another one of the 65.4 pixels cubed, and 33.5 pixels cubed to get the total 164.3 pixels cubed. Next up is melons, one of the easiest foods to automatically farm. It only deals about 2 hunger points though, which really isn't very good considering how rare it is in the game. There are 13 pixels across and 13 pixels down. 13 squared plus 13 squared is 338, but the square root of 338 is 18.385. But that's the diameter. We want to find the radius, so we divide that by 2 to get 9.192. But we need to find the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. So if we substitute in what we've got so far, we'll get a total of 265.465. And because this is a semicircle, we need to half it, so we divide by 2 to get 132.73. And the depth is 1 pixel, so we times everything we've got so far by 1, which, surprise surprise, equals 132.73. Cookies. They're not a very good food source. They only provide you with 2 hunger points, and their complex crafting recipe requires cocoa powder, which can only be found in jungles. The diameter of the cookie is equal to 14 pixels. 14 over 2 equals 7, which is the radius. To find the area of a circle we do pi r squared. If we substitute that in, we then get 49 pi, which is equal to 153.94. The depth of the cookie is 1 pixel. So we do 153.94 times by 1, which is equal to 153.94 pixels cubed. Cake is regarded as the best food source in the game, giving you 2 hunger points per slice and having 7 slices, with a total of 14 hunger points. But today we're just going to be focusing on 1 slice. The width of a slice is 2 pixels, the height of a slice is 7 pixels, and the depth of a slice is 14 pixels. 2 times 7 times 14 gives us the volume of 196 pixels cubed. Carrots are a decent early game food source. They can be found in villages and they're farmed easily. They give you 3 hunger points, and golden carrots are a popular choice for late game food. For this length, it goes across by 4 and up by 3. 4 squared plus 3 squared equals 25, and the square root of 25 is equal to 5. For this length, it goes up by 10 and across by 10. 10 squared plus 10 squared equals 200, and the square root of 200 is 14.1421. This is the radius and this is the height. To find the volume of a cone, we do pi r squared h over 3. If we substitute that in using the radius and the height, we then get a grand total of 370.24 pixels cubed. Bread is a really popular food source in early game, mid game, and sometimes even late game. It gives you 5 hunger points, which is really good, and the best way to get it is through a wheat farm. This goes up by 7 and across by 7. 7 squared plus 7 squared is 98, and the square root of 98 is 9.899, which is equal to 8. For this bit, it goes up by 3 and across by 3. 3 squared plus 3 squared equals 18, and the square root of 18 is 4.243, which is equal to B. And say this is also a prolate ellipsoid, we know it's 4 over 3 pi AB squared, and if we substitute that in from the A's and B's that we got, it equals, wait for it, 746.49 pixels cubed. We're almost there. Mushroom soup, which provides you with 6 hunger points. While it is a good food source, people don't tend to use it because it's an unstackable item. This length is 12, which is the diameter. If we divide it by 2, we get 6, which is the radius. And because this is half the sphere, we need to do 4 over 3 pi r cubed over 2, which is 904.78 over 2, which brings us to 452.39 pixels cubed. And finally, pumpkin pie, one of the best food sources in the game, giving you 8 hunger points, but its crafting recipe requires you to make 3 different forms, which makes it kinda unpopular. The radius is equal to 6, and we do pi r squared, which equals 36 pi. The height is 4, so 36 pi times 4 is 144 pi. And there are 6 pieces that we can see here. So we do 144 pi divided by 6 to get 24 pi. 144 pi minus the 24 pi gets 120 pi. And 120 pi is equal to 377 pixels cubed. Here is a table where we find out how many hunger points each food gives us, the size of it in a real life measurement, not pixels, the amount of calories they give us, and then we decipher how much one hunger point is according to all of our different foods. We know how many hunger points each food gives us, and we figured out the volume in pixels cubed, but how do we find out the volume in a real world measurement? A block in Minecraft is considered to be 1 meter or 100 centimeters long, but it's also 16 pixels, so 16 pixels must equal 100 centimeters. And if we cube both of these, we can figure out that to get 1 pixel cubed, we just have to divide that side by 16. So 100 divided by 16 is 6.25. This formula is crucial for finding out the rest of it. For example, in potatoes, we know that the volume is 628.32 pixels cubed, which we can round to 628. So 628 times 6.25 is equal to 3925 centimeters cubed. And we just repeat this with all of the other foods. But now we need to figure out what this is in calories. This is the density of a potato, 1380 kilograms per 1 meter cubed. And I never thought I'd be searching up the density of a potato, but here we are. This is equal to 1.38 million grams over 1 million centimeters cubed, which we can simplify down to 1.38 grams per centimeter cubed. And the volume of a potato, which we worked out earlier, we times that by 1.38 to get 5416.5. And the amount of calories in a potato is 77 calories out of 100 grams, and we can simplify that down to 0.77 calories per 1 gram. If we times our 5416.5 by the 0.77, we then get a grand total of 4171 calories in a Minecraft potato. And again, this was a pretty long-winded process which completely wrecked my search history. So I'm not going to bore you with all of that, and here are the results. You can see that towards the end there are higher amounts of calories, but that's only because there are more hunger points for those foods. But now what we're going to do is we're going to divide the amount of calories by the amount of hunger points to see how much a hunger point is worth according to all of these different foods. And this is what I got. Now, I thought that was going to be a diverse range, but this was beyond expectation. It branches all the way from about 200 to 4,000. Let me know down in the comments if you were shocked about this too. And all I'm going to say is that potatoes and cookies should really give you a lot more hunger points. Anyway guys, that will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you'd like to see any more of these Minecraft enigmas. They're pretty fun to make, but they take ages, and there was a lot of maths involved. I think I got it mostly correct, but I mean, I double, triple, quadruple, quadruple checked it so many times. I made loads of mistakes. I corrected them all. I had to redo it loads of times, but I think I did it. It took me 23 hours. 23 hours to do. Yes, 23 hours. So I need to get some sleep. And good night.